right, gentlemen. All right, kings. Welcome back. So, from the good people over at Insolent Audits, we are going to take a look over some men just not putting in the effort to dating anymore, and these women just can't deal with it.
If the worst thing that's going to happen to me on TikTok is the men on here telling me that I'm a salvaged, used title, it's going to just continue to drive my engagement up. So I'm just going to continue to rage bait you all, rage bait the men, because the women on TikTok, my babies, you get me. We get each other. If you know, you know. But the men hate to see a woman that's single, with children, thriving on her own. Because we don't need a man. Genuinely, we are looking for somebody with good character. We're not looking for somebody to provide for us anymore. We're looking for somebody with a good heart who wants to love us. Because it's like, sometimes I question y'all, are you even straight?
Ah, there we go. The shaming language. Because you are not going to provide for another man's child, then obviously you must be on the other side or playing for the same team, right? Oh, girl. And I don't think men have a problem seeing a single mother thrive. Like, I don't care. I think the problem becomes, well, these men ain't ish. These men ain't doing nothing for my kid. Me and my kids, we just a package deal. You got to love me and my kids as if they were your own, and blah, 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 blah. That's what drives men nuts. Listen, you want to be a single parent of your own free will? Hey, that's cool. Whatever, to each their own. But you're going to honestly tell me that you wouldn't want to be in a loving, committed relationship? You'd rather do it solo? Hey, good luck.
Tonight, I was standing outside a movie theater and a guy walked by me and he goes, "You look decent." What? You look decent. Should I be offended? I felt offended. I didn't say anything. I felt so offended. When do we lose the art of catcalling? Not that I want to be catcalled, but if you're gonna catcall me, say something better than "you look decent." Either objectify me or don't say anything at all, because what the is that?
Imagine being so offended at receiving a room temperature compliment. Ma'am, you look perfectly adequate. It's like, I'm not saying objectify me, but if you're going to objectify me, at least do it right. But I'm not saying catcall me, but you can catcall me a little bit.
Is it crazy for a girl to bring up the no sex before marriage, like first, second date? Is that first, second date material? Because in my opinion, it's a chopping block kind of question, and I don't want to waste the guy's time, and I don't want to waste my time. And I have a friend who's literally now in a relationship with a guy and has not asked him where he's at on that. And I don't know. Maybe you can just tell with people. I feel like with people, though, you need to ask, because I don't know how you would guess that.
I have no problem with the no hanky-panky before marriage if the girl is still a purity card holder, still has her flower, so to say. But if she's giving it out like free samples at the mall, and then when you come along getting a free sample, she's like, oh, this is a commitment only cookie. You have to buy the cookie before you can sample it. Everyone else got to sample it. But I'll say this, if she is still pure, I think a lot of guys wouldn't have a problem with it.
Let me tell you something. In my entire life, I have never ever had to ask a man what the fuck he brings to the table. Do you know why? Because there's nothing from a man that I need. I have everything that I need. Okay, I know the psychology behind dating men. Men get the feeling that men get from women is the same feeling women get from sleeping next to a dog. Yeah. We prolong men's lives. Dogs prolong ours. Yeah. Matter of fact, men knock years off of our lives. Yeah.
Well, doesn't she sound like a very sweet, kind, and compassionate woman? She certainly said a mouthful, if you get my drift.
Just got rejected by a guy at my gym, which is obviously no fun, but it's part of dating. He was on the machine I needed to use, so I was like, how many sets do you have left? We made small talk. He introduced himself. He was being friendly. I don't know. I got flirtatious vibes. And then I felt like we were kind of looking at each other. So at the very end, when he was about to leave, I ran up behind him like it was a freaking movie. And he was literally leaving the gym, exiting halfway through the door. And I was like, wait, I think you're really cute. I'd love to get your number. number and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to someone, which obviously normal. I was like, okay, she's a lucky girl, haha. And then like went back to my leg day, which was clearly not the only thing humbling me this morning. The reason I'm telling this story is because that is not going to stop me from doing that again in the future. Like if I see another cute guy and the vibes seem like they're there, I'm going to go talk to him. I just think we often get discouraged and we see like one failure and we're like, okay, I'm never doing that again. But that's just not the way that I view things. I view failure as data. So I'm like, okay, he obviously wasn't for me. Or maybe approaching someone at the end of their workout as they're leaving is not the best idea. But that's not going to stop me from trying. So I don't know. Moral of the story, just put yourself out there. You never know what you're going to get back. Today I got rejection, but maybe tomorrow it'll be better.
You know what? I'll give her credit. She put herself out there. It didn't work out. And I'll also give the guy credit. He said, hey, I'm already talking to someone. Now, it necessarily doesn't mean dating. Maybe it's just the beginning stages. At least he's maybe not playing the field. Maybe he's a one-woman kind of guy. You know, and credit to her for taking it on the chin and not letting a rejection defeat her.
Not that I'm a gold digger. It's not that I want to take advantage of men and spend all their money. It's not that I don't have my own money. It's that I want a man to look at me and literally be sick at the thought of me having to spend my own money. I want a man to think of me as so precious that he just wants to spoil me. He just wants to do it. Not because he has to, because he just looks at me and is like, you're a princess. You shouldn't have to pay for anything.
I'm not saying like I'm a gold digger, but you know, kind of like a gold digger. These women really do think that they just gold nuggets, don't they? They are out of their effing minds.
Today I learned that women are less likely to receive life-saving CPR because people are afraid to bare our chests or touch our chests.
You can thank the hashtag me, and I'll say it wrongly for YouTube, the me also movement, because, oh, well, I was unconscious, but I didn't give consent, and now you have SA'd me, and now I'm going to sue you into the dirt. And guys are like, you know what? Risk analysis, not worth the risk.
So like, how would you explain to someone that you're definitely not interested in anything casual, but you also really are not ready for something serious just because your life is so all over the place right now? But also like, if it were your husband, you definitely wouldn't want to miss out on meeting him and pursuing something with him. But at the same time, talking stages give you anxiety and make you kind of spiral. But also like, maybe you would be open to it if you lived in one of the cities that you're trying to move to. But at the same time, you don't really like the idea of long distance. So yes, you're single, but no, you're not looking. What do you say to people?
You, ma'am, need to be alone and get all the wiring, the crossed wiring out of your head. You know, I'm kind of hungry, but I'm also like, don't feel like eating, and I'm thirsty, but I don't want to drink because I want to drink later, but I'm like really parched. I got dry mouth and I'm really sleepy, but I don't want to take a nap. Oh my goodness.
My son told me you didn't feed him this morning.
Because you weren't here. You weren't here.
I wasn't here. What you mean, kid? I wasn't here. What you mean?
It's your job to feed your child. What do you mean?
It's kid. That don't make sense. It's both our jobs to feed the kids.
No, it's not. That's your son. You remember when you told me that you weren't gonna buy my son or my kids anything because they're not biologically yours?
So you gonna go tit for tat back and forth. That's what you want to do now.
Yeah, because now you understand how it feels. So
I'm not going to watch the whole thing. It just goes on for way too long. Now, assuming this isn't a skit, just take it as face value. I have no problem with what she's doing. You don't pay, you don't provide for mine. I'm not providing for yours. You take care of yours. I take care of mine. This is why you don't get involved with single parents. Anyways, guys, I figured I'd leave it there. As always, take care and take it easy.